You know, we're all drowning in information these days, right? And
Yeah.
everyone's looking for that edge, that way to just grasp things quickly.
You cut through the noise.
Exactly. Find those insights others miss. And today we're talking about a tool that really feels like a superpower for that. Power BI.
It really is powerful. It's interactive, great for analysis, visualizing data.
And it handles, well, pretty much everything, doesn't it? From basic spreadsheets to huge data sets, even AI stuff now.
That's right.
So our mission for this deep dive is really hands-on. We want to show you how to pull data from all sorts of places using Power BI Desktop.
Yep, external sources.
Mhm.
And then turn that raw data into visualizations that actually mean something, that you can interact with.
And this isn't just for the super techie people anymore, is it? It feels like a fundamental skill now.
Absolutely. Across loads of professions.
Right.
It's like a shortcut to being really well-informed, finding those aha moments in the data.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Power BI Desktop. It didn't just appear out of nowhere, right? It has a history with Excel.
That's right, yeah. It actually grew out of some really useful add-ons that used to be in Excel.
Like Pivot Table, Power Query.
Exactly. Power Query, Power View, Power Map, those kinds of things. They got so capable, Microsoft basically spun them out into this standalone business intelligence software.
And now it works closely with Office 365.
Very tightly integrated.
Yeah.
But it's important to know the desktop version, which is what we're focusing on for actually building things.
Right.
That's usually preferred over the online service for the heavy lifting, the data modeling.
So the online part is more for viewing and sharing.
Pretty much, yeah. Control, multi-department viewing, that kind of thing. And just a heads up, the desktop version, it needs PC. No Mac version currently.
Good to know. So, okay, you fire up Power BI Desktop for the first time. What do you see?
It's actually pretty clean. On the left, you've got three main views. One's the report view, where you build your charts.
That's the main canvas bit in the middle.
Yeah, the canvas is where the visuals go. Then there's a data view, lets you see the raw tables.
Okay.
And a model view, which is key for relationships between tables. We'll get to that.
And on the right, that's where the chart types are.
Exactly. The visualizations pane and the data fields pane, where you drag your data onto the visuals.
How easy is it to get started? Installation and all that?
Oh, it's straightforward. Just download it from the Microsoft Power BI website. Make
Yeah.
sure you get the 64-bit version.
Right.
And a little tip, if you can log in with an organizational account, like maybe your university email.
Like the at cc.ntdu.edu.tw example.
Yeah, something like that. You might unlock extra features depending on what your organization is licensed.
Okay. But the real power you mentioned, it's about pulling data from anywhere.
That's the core idea, yeah.
Mm.
It's incredibly flexible. Structured data, like in databases, unstructured text, even real-time data streams. Power BI aims to bring it all together.
Integrate it all in one place.
Exactly.
For analysis.
That sounds incredibly useful. Yeah. Let's do the first practical thing then, connecting to just a normal external Excel file.
Good place to start. Maybe, grab a public data set, like that Miaoli County unemployment data from Taiwan's open data platform, data.gov.tw.
Perfect example. Those public data sets are great for learning and, frankly, for real analysis, too. Lots of valuable stuff out there.
So how do I get that data into Power BI?
Super simple. Open Power BI Desktop. You'll see a Get Data button, usually right on the home screen or in the top ribbon.
Okay.
Click that. Choose Excel Workbook as the source type.
Makes sense.
And then just navigate to where you saved that downloaded Excel file. Select it. Click Open.
Okay. Is that usually smooth, or are there sometimes hiccups?
Generally smooth. But one common thing, especially maybe with older file types or setups, you might get an error. Sometimes it mentions solution 4 in the error message.
Solution 4, what's that?
It usually means you need a little helper program called the Microsoft Access Database Engine 2010 Redistributable. Again, the 64-bit one.
Ah, okay. A quick download and install fixes it.
Usually, yes. It's a known thing. But once the data is loaded, what's great is you can immediately start looking at it. Power BI has tools, like the table tool, to just show you the raw data right there in the report view.
Okay, so data's in. We've got this Miaoli unemployment stuff. How do we start making sense of it? What visuals should we try first?
Well, with that data, you can start asking interesting questions right away. A really useful visual is the slicer.
A slicer, like for filtering.
Exactly. You could create one for year.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a list where maybe some buttons showing the years in the data, like 106 through 112.
So Republic of China years.
Right. And you could configure it, maybe add a select all option. The magic is when you click a year in that slicer.
Everything else updates.
Instantly. All the other charts and tables on your report page filter down to show just the data for that selected year. It makes it incredibly interactive.
Wow, okay, so clicking year 110 just shows me 110's data everywhere. That's cool. What else could we build with this unemployment data?
You could easily compare demographics, maybe a clustered column chart to show the total unemployment ratio side by side for males and female.
See the difference immediately.
Yep. Or maybe a pie chart to show what percentage of the total unemployed are male versus female. Gives you that proportion view.
Okay, and what about trends? Seeing how things change.
That's where line charts come in. Really essential. You could plot, say, male unemployment rates, but broken down by education level, college, high school, junior high, and see how those lines change over the years.
Ah, so you can see if, like, high school graduate unemployment went up while college went down.
Precisely. Or you could have a simpler line chart just showing the overall male rate versus the overall female rate changing over time. It helps you see the flow, the narrative in the data, not just static points.
Yeah, that interactivity where clicking one thing changes everything else. That seems to be the key. It feels less like reporting and more like exploring.
That's a great way to put it. It turns data exploration into a conversation.
Okay, so handling local Excel files, check.
But, so much data lives online now. Can Power BI reach out and grab stuff directly from a website?
Oh, absolutely. That's our next step. It's kind of like basic web scraping, but built right into the tool.
All right, deep dive number 2, connecting to web data. How does that work?
Very similar start. You go to Get Data again.
Okay.
But this time, you might look under the Other category or just search for it, and you'll find Web.
Just web. Simple enough.
Yep. Click that, and it'll ask for a URL. For this example, let's use the Wikipedia page for the Olympic Games, that Chinese Wikipedia URL you had.
Okay, paste that in, then what?
Then Power BI goes to that page, and it tries to find structured data, usually HTML tables. It'll show you a navigator with a preview of the tables it found.
Oh, neat. So it figures out the tables automatically.
Often, yeah. You might see several tables listed, like Table 0, Table 1, maybe that Table 6, which has the medal data. You click on them to preview.
And you just pick the one you want? Exactly. Select the table or tables you need, like the medal counts, and click Load. It can even sometimes pull out just raw text if that's what you needed.
That ability to just pull structured tables from a web page seems incredibly useful, saves a ton of copying and pasting.
Huge time saver.
Here.
And once that Olympic data is in Power BI, again, you can visualize it quickly. Think about a clustered column chart.
Okay.
You could show the number of gold medals won by the top country each year, put the year on the axis, sort it, and use the country name in the legend. You'd see the U.S., the Soviet Union, Germany popping up over time.
Ah, so you can see visually who dominated which eras. What about the overall picture, like total medals ever?
Yep, easy. A pie chart could work well there. Show the total share of all gold medals won by the major countries throughout history. You'd likely see the USA with a big slice, maybe, 796 golds in that data?
Compared to others like the Soviet Union with 56 or so, gives you that instant comparison.
Exactly. And if you just want to highlight one really important number.
Like the grand total.
Yeah, the total number of gold medals awarded across all those games in the data set, you'd use a card visualization.
A card.
Yeah, it's designed just to show one single number, nice and big. So you could have a card showing 1319 total gold medals, for instance. It really makes key figures stand out.
So pulling web data lets you quickly grasp these big trends like Olympic dominance without digging through the source page manually.
Precisely. It's about quick insights from readily available online info.
All right, we've tackled local files, we've grabbed data from the web, but often the really critical business data is locked away in databases, right?
Absolutely. That's where a lot of the core operational data lives for many organizations.
So connecting to databases must be a key feature. That sounds potentially more complex, though.
It can be, but Power BI actually makes connecting to common databases remarkably straightforward. Let's dive into that.
Okay, deep dive 3, connecting to an Access database, which is a common type, especially for smaller applications or older systems.
Still very common, yes.
Yeah.
So again, you start with Get Data. And this time, under the Database category, you'll find Access Database.
Makes sense.
Select that. Then you'll browse to your Access file. We're using that beverage order system access sample.accdb file as our example.
Okay, got the file.
Power BI will then open it and show you the Navigator window again, listing all the tables inside that database file. You'd select the ones you need, probably things like product data, member data, and order data for this example.
And just load them. Or is there more to it with databases?
This is where it gets really important. With databases, especially when you load multiple related tables, there are often a couple of crucial extra steps. Overlooking these can lead to, well, bad analysis.
Okay, what are they?
First is data transformation. Remember we mentioned Power Query. When you load the data, instead of just clicking load, you might want to click transform data.
That opens the Power Query editor.
Exactly. This is your data cleaning workshop. For instance, databases can have small inconsistencies. In our beverage example, maybe the member data table uses P0, 10 zeros and an ID. But the order data table expects P000 and 0 with an extra 0. A small difference, but fatal for joining them.
Ah, so they won't match up.
Right. So in Power Query, you'd use something like the replace values function to find all instances of P0, 10, 0 in the member ID column and change them to P0000. You have to clean up these little things before you try to analyze.
Got it. Data cleaning is step 1. What's step 2?
Step 2 is establishing relationships. After you load the clean data, you need to go to that model view on the left side.
A third icon down?
Yep. Power BI is usually pretty smart about detecting relationships automatically if your column names match, like member ID in both tables. But you must check them.
Check the links it made.
Yes. Verify that it correctly linked member ID in the member data table to member ID in the order data table, and similarly link product ID from product data to product ID in order data.
And you can drag and drop to create links if it missed them.
Exactly. You just drag the field name from one table onto the corresponding field name in the other table. These relationships, these links, are absolutely fundamental. They're what allow Power BI to connect the information across tables.
So without correct relationships, you can't analyze orders by member or see product details on an order?
Precisely. Your analysis would be severely limited or just plain wrong.
Yeah.
These relationships are the backbone.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Clean the data, then build the bridges between tables. So assuming we've done that for our beverage data, what kind of insights can we unlock now?
Now the fun begins. Because the tables are linked, you can pull fields from all of them into the same visualization. Imagine a pie chart showing the breakdown of total quantity sold by product series. Maybe pulling the series name from product data and the quantity from order data.
It just works because of the relationships.
Yes. You might see, milk tea is 33%, American beverages 19%, herbal tea 16%, whatever the numbers are. Instant view of what's selling.
Cool. What about customer behavior?
Okay, try a clustered column chart. Put member name from member data on the axis, quantity from order data as the value, and use product series from product data as the legend.
Whoa, okay. So that would show bars for each customer, broken down by the color representing the product type they bought.
Exactly. You'd see right away that, say, Zhang Yaowen bought a lot of milk tea, while Yang Day 2 bought mostly American beverages.
That's powerful for understanding who buys what. Can we filter this interactively too?
Oh, yeah. Add those slicers again. Put one in for product series and another for member name.
So I could click on milk tea and see only the customers who bought milk tea. Or click on Zhang Yaowen and see only what he bought.
Perfect. Total dynamic filtering.
Yeah.
And for sales over time.
Line chart again.
You could use a line chart or maybe a clustered column chart with a line. Put the order date on the axis. Power BI automatically creates hierarchies. So you can drill down from year to quarter to month to day. Put sales amount or quantity on the column values, maybe product series in the legend again. You can track overall sales trends and see which product lines are driving growth or decline over specific periods.
That's amazing. So pulling it all together, what does this really mean for someone trying to understand their business or, any complex data set?
It means you move beyond static reports. These interactive dashboards let you truly explore the data, find patterns, like you said, see which customers buy which products, see when they buy them.
It makes me think of that classic story, the diapers and beer thing.
Exactly. That's the perfect analogy for cross-analysis. A store analyzed sales data and supposedly found men buying diapers on Friday nights often bought beer too. Nobody expected that connection.
Right, it wasn't obvious.
But by analyzing across different product categories and customer behaviors, something Power BI excels at, thanks to those relationships, they found a hidden correlation. That's the goal. Use the tool to find those unexpected links, those patterns that lead to real insights or better decisions. It's not just about showing numbers, It's about uncovering the story within the numbers.
What a fantastic journey. We started with just, getting data from a basic Excel file.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Then we learned how to pull info directly from the web, like from Wikipedia.
Unlocking online data.
And finally, tackled connecting to a database, cleaning the data, and building those crucial relationships.
Which unlocks that cross-table analysis.
And the result is being able to build these incredibly interactive dashboards that don't just report data, they let you explore it and find those hidden stories.
Exactly. And, while we walk through the steps, the clicks in the tool, they become second nature pretty quickly. The real skill, the lasting value, is in knowing what data to go after.
Right.
How to interpret what you're seeing, the phenomena behind the numbers.
Asking the right question.
Yes. And then designing visualizations that effectively communicate those insights, that answer those critical questions. That's where the true power lies.
So as we wrap up, maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Think about all that public data out there. Government sites, research institutions.
There's so much available now.
How could you use a tool like Power BI to explore something you're curious about? Maybe trends in your city, your industry, your hobby?
Yeah. Challenge yourself. Pick a data set, even a simple one to start, and just start visualizing.
Yeah.
What story does it tell? What patterns jump out? You might be surprised what you uncover.